Okay, Yard Fanatics. Look, this video is going to be on Instagram. It's for the young landscaper, and it's also for the homeowner. Now, this video may be disturbing, so if you're weak-hearted or you get scared quick or easily, just click off the video now. What I'm about to show you is going to truly shock you about the lawn care industry. Okay, Yard Fanatics, what you're seeing is a yard full of weeds, man, full of weeds. Now, listen, I just mowed over this and I had to double cut it because even though the blades are sharp, sometimes you just miss them because these weeds tend to lay down. So you come back the other direction and it's like getting a fade. If any of my fade hair wearing guys know what I'm talking about. But look at all these weeds. Now, this is not a video where I'm finna sit here and get technical and try to name all of them because I don't know them all. The hope is whatever formula you use will eliminate most of these weeds, but the major ones like crabgrass, poa, and you can see this backyard is loaded with it. It's loaded with it. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I always get this from customers, and the first thing they say is, cut it as low as you can because it's looking bad. And this mower, now this is one of the older models, so the only way I can adjust the cut is right there with those spacers, and up under it I can raise and lower the blades, but I got to take the spacers off. Now, set at optimal cutting height a little bit over 1.5 inches because I run across yards that are bumpy, so I don't want to dirt them out. All right, but guys, here's the situation. Sometimes you're going to have customers that don't want to get their yard treated for weeds. All right, and you have to keep cutting them. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you. Even when I take on new customers, and currently I'm booked up, I'm trying to work out something, to get it. Because guys, if you don't know, I cut grass, YouTube. I have to worry about all these affiliate sales, and I work at the post office, so I'm a busy man. But young landscapers, listen and listen closely. At some point, you got to make the decision to get rid of a customer like this, because as much as I try to get these people to stay on these weed treatment programs, they won't do it because they're always claiming that they don't have the funds. Now, if they don't have the funds, that's fine, but that's not your responsibility. You can't keep making exceptions, and what you end up doing is when you cut a yard that's full of weeds, you stack the deck with a lot of weed seeds from that moisture and dirt and juicy grass hanging to the upper mower deck, and you take it to your paying customers that are paying you to prevent weeds. So when you're hungry, when you first start out, yeah, you're gonna just be trying to get whatever you can, but as you build up your clientele, guys, no pun intended, you got to weed out those people that don't want to have the weed treatment. The ideal lawn shouldn't have a lot of weeds in it, and I said a lot. I didn't say perfect. I said a lot. So me coming out and I'm working twice as hard, and then the minute you mention, well, it's going to be extra $30, $40 to cut the grass, people, now this is for the homeowners. These landscapers are not little kids out here. Nobody's going to sit in your damn yard and cut it for 4 hours for $40. That's when you got to get your own lawnmower, and that's where my channel comes in, Bermuda Grass Central on YouTube. That's a DIY channel, and I'll show you how to conquer that stuff. But you cannot expect a grown man to show up at your house with 2 workers, and they're making anywhere, depending on what part of the country in, $8 to $20 an hour. And you think that he's going to cut your yard for 3 hours for $40 freaking dollars. If you're not allowing your lawn care guy to make a profit, I would quit if I was him. I would find somebody else. And that's one thing when I try to take on new customers, I turn a lot down because they don't understand the math. You're out there all day. You're not there to service your yard for $50 and you got to spend a whole hour on it. That's ridiculous. You ain't making no money. So that's why you get your own lawnmower and all that. Got a video on YouTube that shows the homeowner buying lawn equipment for less than, I think, $1,000. I think I did $1,200, but $1,000 you can get everything you need and do it yourself. But let me show you this yard again. So when you get these lawns that's like this, you know, it's hard to bring it back. Hard to bring it back. Even the part that I cut, full of weeds, and it's bees nests all in there, all kinds of hazards, this and that, and it's not fun to cut, and it's not fair to my other customers to take all these weeds and stuff to their lawn. So you got to make that decision. What do you plan on doing? What's going to be the end game? So hopefully, homeowner, I hurt your feelings and you're mad at BYD because you think that I'm being arrogant. And for you young landscapers, hopefully you're learning something about making a profit. There's no profit in cutting weeds. You have to figure out a way to get that yard treated, or you're gonna always be cutting weeds, and it's not worth it. All right, yard full of weeds. I'm not showing up. I hate that, man. I hate pulling up and I gotta battle weeds for the whole freaking time. You know, one of the things, and it's hard to keep good help because they get worn out. When you got a yard and you can pull up and you can knock it out 15, 20 minutes and make you $50, $60, $100, however much you decide to rip them off for, that's a great thing. And a homeowner, you got to understand the cost of landscaping and lawn care. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Gas prices are constantly going up, so you have to make the adjustment. I always tell people, if you're a homeowner, budget it. If you know you got to spend $200 a month, then you got to save up $2,400 when you get your tax return, and make sure that your lawn care guy is paid throughout the year. And it's not no 6-month service. 12 months they need to be servicing your yard, even when it's not growing. It's always something to do out there. And come Christmas, you know, tip them. All right. Once again, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD pissing folks off. This is Michael Bowman, and I'll talk to you soon.